Hi, everyone. It's Blessing and Maureen again. How are you doing? We hope you are enjoying our sessions as much as we are enjoying talking to each other. We talk to each other all the time, so we just thought we should share our chats with everybody else. Might as well. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
It hasn't
Yeah.
been very easy actually doing this, though, has it? It's not as if to say we don't have things to do, but yeah.
It's I think it's more of a commitment now. We said we're going to do it, so we're
Yes.
doing it.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I suppose we'll get in the flow as time goes on. And this is us being really transparent. It's
Exactly.
there's so many things. I keep going. Oh, should I be doing this? Should I be somewhere
Huh?
else? But we are committed to doing it. We love
Yes.
chatting. A lot of
Mm.
times I would say Blessing is always challenging my brain with interesting questions. So it would be interesting. It's great doing it here. And if you've got questions that you want us to discuss, send them in, put them in the comment below. It would be nice to,
Yes.
have other questions that are not just coming from Blessing's interesting brain. So yeah,
True. Okay. We have very short time for this interesting, fun session. This is a fun session. We're not talking
yes.
about goals. We're not talking about rewiring. Maybe we're still rewiring our brains because we're forever rewiring our brains, but we're not talking about goal setting here. I have a big challenge for you, Maureen.
Hmm.
Today, I experienced Osukosu.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
today's session is on Osukosu. Right.
Okay.
If you're not Igbo or not Nigerian, I don't know how to define Osukosu. I tried looking on Google before this session to find the meaning. I couldn't find any. So if there's anyone out there who can help us with the English definition of Osukosu, please share it in the comments so that we can all be enlightened. However, I experienced Osukosu today.
Okay, so how did you experience what brought about the Osukosu? Now, I am going to try in this process, we're going to try and come up with a definition. We'll see. But
Okay, good luck.
flow with us, flow with us. So what brought about this Osukosu?
Well, without going into too much detail, I was looking at something and I observed a couple of posts actually from a lady. It's a lady I know, I work with, and I started to have feelings, and then I noticed my feelings. I'm very observant with myself, so I know when I have feelings, and I observed the feelings. And as usual, accountability. I thought, oh, I can't work this out. I asked myself a couple of questions. I couldn't get to the answer, so I thought, okay, I'll give Maureen a ring and check in with her to say, hang on, I have some feelings. They were not positive feelings, so I needed to quickly shift myself from it. So she asked me a few questions. She said, okay, how are you feeling? And my response was, Osukosu and Asum. So,
She did.
so
Right.
my question is, it's not what is Osukosu because I couldn't find the answer on Google. How do I rewire myself away from Osukosu?
Okay. So let's go back a bit. When Blessing brought this question to me, I did ask a few questions about what
Straight up.
actually led to it and all that.
Yeah.
And I think the bottom line is she saw something that I would say triggered her or brought out, like she said, brought out feelings. And it's important at this stage to explore the feelings. What
Mm-hmm.
feelings are these? What is it creating for me? And I think one of the things that came through was it wasn't necessarily being upset, it was more some form of um it wasn't exactly like this, but what it's kind of, to summarize it, it was like this person is, when I post, I'm not getting a response, or this person is doing something that I could be doing. This is where these kind of feelings can come in. So it was almost like comparison to an
Mm-hmm.
extent, in terms of I'm doing this, somebody is doing this. So in fact, this is why we've brought it here, because it's something that can happen to a lot of people. But it's important for you to go deep into what the emotion is and what you're feeling. And I'm not going to go into Blessings, what we discussed there, but what I'm going to do is bring out different situations. So for example, if you find somebody post something, then you might have the feeling, oh, or you see somebody doing things and then you go, oh, but I've been doing this for longer. Why are they getting more views? Why are they getting more likes than I am? Why are they getting more people commenting and interacting with their posts? Why are they doing a lot of speaking engagements and I'm not? A lot of these questions. And it's important to just stop yourself, step back, and remind yourself, or even ask the questions to yourself: who am I? Where am I going? So that you ensure that you're staying focused on where you're going. You stay on your own lane, because it's looking at what people are doing and being impacted by it that can lead you astray. So if you continue with the emotional loop that it's created, jealousy, comparison, being upset, you might even find that you start trying to imitate them, do what they're doing, and that will take you off course. So in terms of how do you rewire? You rewire by coming back to the basics of where am I going? What's my own purpose? What's my why? What do I need to do? And stay focused on. And you can look at what they're doing. In fact, one of the things I even was saying to Blessing sometimes that is a good idea for somebody else that had asked me something, was you can go onto that the person's post, if it's a post, and actually comment and then congratulate them, or so that your subconscious brain can then relax, because that trigger of, oh, I should be doing that, when you're congratulating the person, then your subconscious, and you're congratulating the person with the reason why, that they are doing well in what they're meant to do, and then look at what you're doing and also congratulate yourself for what you've achieved and where you're going. So this is where it becomes so important as well to celebrate your wins as you go along, because when you do, you're not caught off guard when somebody else is doing something, because you're already celebrating yours, so it becomes easier to celebrate somebody else. But I think the focus, the bottom line is stay focused on where you're going, on your why, which is what we discussed in the previous video, in the previous session we did. Stay focused on where you're going, know your why, and keep going, so that you do what you're meant to be doing, and not living somebody else's life.
Yeah, I think thanks for that. I think if I evaluate myself and the whole thing, it's triggered me. I lost sight of myself. I focused on someone else, and Osukosu kicked in. So the reverse.
I can't stop laughing when each time we mention that word. And the reason I'm laughing as well so much is that I haven't heard that word in years. I haven't. So I don't even know how she remembered it. But yeah, sorry, carry
It's
on.
what I was feeling. It's what I was feeling. So the best way to recover yourself, if you're not too overwhelmed by it, is look away from the person, look away from the external, focus on your focus, come back to you, come back to you, because the only reason that has happened is because you looked away from you. So once you come back to you, and there's one thing one key thing Maureen has one simple task whenever I tend to look away, that she tells me to do. There's a particular picture I have that she tells me to go back and look at that picture. So practically, that's what I do, is go back, open up that picture and look at it. Because immediately I look at it, I'm looking at myself. My focus is back to me. And
you're celebrating yourself.
I'm celebrating myself.
Yes.
And all that I am.
Yeah.
Because in that moment that happens, it's because I've lost sight of myself. I've lost a grip on me, and thinking that I'm not enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not, all those thoughts come flooding in, because you don't even need to invite them in. They just come crashing, don't they? You know, and there's not much you can do about those thoughts. And one thing I've found is a lot of these thoughts come in first person. So you hear the thought, I am not good enough. So you think you're the one who is saying it. No. I am not this, or oh, woe is me, or, you know, all those negative thoughts, they come rushing in. Once you allow that emotion and you don't check it, it's like a free toll gate without the gates. So you must have your toll in place. You must have your action plan to recover yourself when you're hijacked. And I think hijack's another topic we must look at, because that's one of the ones I love. But I would say recover yourself immediately, focus on your focus, and be grateful for who you are. Be grateful.
I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that.
So I did that to cure myself.
I'm just going to put this on. Be grateful for who you are, because I do like that. I do like that. That's a very important one to remember. Because if you're not grateful for who you are, it's so easy to just keep or get lost in somebody else's life, where you're comparing, where you're sad. And you see, once you do that, I always say that the brain answers the questions you give it, and the brain will only do what you tell it to do. So the more you're getting emotional and sad, you know, when you focus on what somebody else is doing, that's all you keep seeing. How you know, you not good enough you are, how that person is doing better, a lot of things like that. And coming to that point, that is exactly why I started the Mindset Store, where we have t-shirts and sweatshirts that remind us. And one of the great ones that I love is I'm enough. I'm enough. So that when things happen, either somebody says something to you, or you see something, or have a trigger like Osukosu that Blessing had. It's just really going back and putting on one of these that remind you, I'm enough. And, you know, I'm grateful for who I am. And what you mentioned, Blessing, of is that for you, going back to that picture, there's a reason why. But for years that you've done things, them write the things you've done that have worked well, so that you're sure or you're feeling low, things are not as you want them to be. You go back and remind yourself of what you've done well before, and that will actually motivate you. You know, it's almost that it really, I mean, you felt when you achieved it, and that will motivate you to keep more. But you've got to wire your brain. You've got to keep telling yourself, stay focused, stay on my lane, my lane. Also go to the side. I am on my lane. I'm going. I know where I'm going. I know where I'm going. I do see there, Osukosu, to you, because you're not helpful going. And that's all it is.
Yeah,
that's
very
all.
true. Anyway, that's all we've got time for, folks, on this brief, fun session. And we hope to see you again soon. From Blessing, is thank you, and Maureen.
Thank you very much. See you soon.
See you soon.